Look at verse 1. It says, now it happened when David and his men came to Ziklag on the third day that the Amalekites had invaded the south and Ziklag, attacked Ziklag and burned it with fire. Listen at what they did. First, they attacked the city and they burned it with fire. Then it says, and had taken captive the women. So it attacked the city, burned it with fire. Then it attacked the women and those who were there. And then it also attacked the children from small to great. But they didn't kill anybody. Oh, this is so good. They didn't kill anybody, but they carried them away and went their way. And what you have to understand, after you decide to fight a fight that really wasn't your fight, then you've got to decide that you must understand what's at stake. Say, what's at stake? Woo, what is at stake? And we find out what is at stake. Look at the text. The first thing they did was attack Ziklag. That is a location. The first thing the enemy wants to do is he wants to attack your territory. Woo, my God. He wants to attack. And what you must understand is Ziklag was a place where David dwelled with him and 600 men, 600 of his warriors, because it was given to him. And the Bible goes on to tell us that this place called Ziklag was given to him and to all the kings of Judah from then on to the present day. That's as it's written in the Bible. Matter of fact, let me show you, because you might not. Go to 1 Samuel 27, 1 Samuel 27. I don't want you to take my word for it. 1 Samuel 27, verse 6. It says, so Achish gave him Ziklag that day. Therefore, Ziklag has belonged to the kings of Judah to this day. And the first thing the enemy wants to do is he wants to get in on your territory. What is your territory? Your territory is everywhere you set foot. And I love this because we as the church, we have not realized our power and potential. We have not realized that the reason why Beacon Liberty is in Meadville is because Meadville is Beacon Liberty's territory. We haven't realized that the reason why St. John is at 792 North Main Street is because 792 North Main Street, and matter of fact, as my bishop would say, that whole block is ours. And the reason why God placed you in Slippery Rock, why he put you in that middle school, why he put you in that high school, why he put you in that choir, why he put you on Facebook, why he put you on MySpace, why he let you get a Twitter is because the simple fact that he needs somebody to claim territory. God needs young folk who will walk into their school and declare that the peace of God shall rest, rule, and reign here. God needs young people who will go to their school and pray with somebody in the hallway. God needs us to stop being victims and walk in victory. And I came to tell somebody it's time for you to get your territory back. It's time for you to get your family back. It's time for you to get your job back. It's time for you to get your school back. It's time for you to get your playground back. It's time for you to take the movie theater back. It's time for you to take your neighborhood back. But it won't happen until you protect your territory. But not only did he, I gotta move. But not only did he attack Ziklag, which was David's territory, but he also went for the women. He went for the women. And I said, God, what's the significance of him going after the women? And he said, Satan wants to cancel, oh my God, your ability to reproduce. Woo. Satan wants to cancel your ability to reproduce. Women are special in and of the fact that they are recipients. Men are givers, women are recipients. Women are fertile ground for the planting of seed. And when that seed develops, it is carried. And when it's carried, it brings forth something. And the issue with this generation is we don't realize that we're aborting our pregnancy. We do not realize that we are giving up what God has planted in us to change the world around us. And the reason why we're not changing the world around us, because we have not protected what's in us. How do you know? Well, I'll tell you. If I looked at your ringtone right now, it may have some of the grimiest music I've ever heard in my life. I got musician friends, worship leaders, and when you hear their phone ring, they turn in the corner, ducking and hiding, because it's this music that defies God. And my question is, if you choose to serve God, why do you love what he hates? And I'm not saying this to you, I'm saying it to me. You're just a witness. Because God said to me, how can you love what I hate? How can you be drawn to what repels me? That's why it's hard for us to get into the presence of God. That's why it's hard for us to study our word. Because we haven't gotten to the place where we've chosen to protect what's in me. Did you not know there is a ministry in you that nobody else can copy? Did you not know that you're the one God has chose to talk to that friend that is her family is strung out and she don't know what to do, so she's running to the streets? Did you not know that God ordained you to be that person? Did you not know that God is looking for some young woman who will say, you cannot have me unless you're connected to me in God, and if you're not married to me, you can't have me? God is looking for some young lady to be an example to some young lady who's struggling with her value, her beauty, and her appearance. God is looking for some young man who doesn't care nothing about people's opinion, who will stand up and say, for God I live and for God I die. Listen, the greatest ministry is not just the pulpit, it's your lifestyle. The Bible says we are the word, the living word. We are the word written before men. And what God is saying is, what are they reading? When I see you, when I talk to you, when I look at your text messages, when I see your emails, when I see your Facebook notes, what am I reading? Do I see God? Do I see flesh? Because, and the reason is because what's in you is so valuable that it's bigger than you. What's in you is valuable and it's bigger than you. There are people hanging in the balance, and the reason they're still struggling because you haven't spoken up yet. You know how we are. You know how we are. God will raise up another, and he can, but he doesn't always. He can raise up another. He can always find somebody to do what you did, but he doesn't always. There's many, and matter of fact, we're looking at the manifestation of it. If Saul would have killed him, David never would have been here. Those children never would have been endangered. Those mothers never would have been taken. And what was theirs never would have been threatened. But because Saul chose to sit on the calling of God, and what was in him was never birthed, folk were on the verge of dying. So not only did he attack, I'm moving on, not only did he attack the children, not only did he attack the city, the women, but he attacked the children. Whew. The children. And I love it because women are the seed carriers. Children are the fruit of the seed. Oh. Woo. And you are imperative as young people. The church can't go on without you. I don't care how many times you come in here and you feel like they talking over your head, it don't make sense, and don't nobody really care about what the young people want. I don't care how many times you feel that. You got to understand you are fruit, and fruit always bears seed, and seed always reproduces. And what God is saying is, I'm looking for children who I can plant in places. God is looking for children he can plant in places. I'm going to move on. Let me move on. Look at the text. Look at the text. Look at the text. So we understand we fight someone else's enemy. We understand what's at stake. But then we have to understand the enemy's motive. Look at the end of verse 2. The end of verse 2 says he carried him away, but they didn't kill him. They didn't kill him, but they took him away. And I said, God, why would they go through the work of chaining them and restraining them and keeping them in line and maybe having to feed them to keep them alive? Why would they not just kill them? And he said, it's because the enemy wanted to pollute and to pervert them because he needed them. Oh. Music in its original state was seeping out of the pores of Lucifer. When he walked, he made melody. And what happened was he defied God, but he never lost the gift. He still makes music. So instead of giving up music, he just perverted it. And that's exactly what's happening with our generation. The enemy don't want you to lose your rap skills. He just wants you to rap for the world. He doesn't want you to lose your ability to get on Facebook and talk to people. He just wants you to change your conversation to where you're promoting mess. He doesn't want you to not get interested in sex. Sex was given as a blessing for those who are married. For those who are married. For those who are married. But he wants you to do it outside of God's timing. So he says, I'm not going to get rid of what God does because I can't create. I can only pollute. Because only God can create. But if I can get a hold of what he made and I can pollute it, I can use it to destroy the world he's trying to love. And so the question is, what are you allowing the enemy to pollute that's in you? Is it your conversation? Is it your attitude? Is it your pride? Is it the way you walk? Is it the way you talk? Is it the way you dress your clothes? Is it who you hang with? What has the enemy taken that he says, I'm going to let him have it, but I just want to pollute it? Let me move further. I got to move further. I got to move. And after we understand the enemy's motive is to pollute, then we got to say shift. Okay, no adults say nothing. Young folk, shift our focus. Look at verse 6 with me. Verse 6, the latter part of verse 6, the final section says, let's read verse 6. I got to move quickly. It says, now David was greatly distressed, for the people spoke of stoning him, because the soul of all the people was grieved, every man for his sons and his daughters. But David strengthened himself in the Lord. Woo! And I love this. There's two areas of focus in this text, and I got to move because I think I'm losing my kids. He says, the soul of them was distressed, but David built up himself in the Lord. There's two areas of focus. The first focus was the soul. Say soul. What's in your soul? It's your will, it's your intellect, and it's your emotions. It's your desire to do, your will, your intellect, your mind, and it's your emotions, how you feel. And so the people responded to their soul, but David responded to his God. And what the problem is with us as young people is we are an in-the-moment people, and we respond to how we feel versus the God of us. I know I'm teaching. We respond to our will, what I want to do, what I'm thinking, and how I feel. But David said, I must respond to God. Psalm 62, David said, my soul waits silently on God. Whew. And that's good because David said, I'll teach myself how to stay pure. Let me teach you how to stay pure. Learn to tell your soul to shut up. How you stay pure? Tell your soul, shut up and wait on God. Next time, your feelings get a little goofy, get a little excited. You with your girl, a little too excited, you tripping? Tell your feelings, shut up, I'm waiting on God. All right. Oh, y'all looked at me like I was crazy because I started saying that. I seen somebody's eyes. But I got to be real with you because your life is on the line. Amen. And next time you want to slap somebody across their face because they done came at you cross-eyed, tell your emotions, shut up, I'm waiting on God. Because that's how you remain pure. You've got to get your focus in the right place. That's why it's imperative that you come to church. That's why it's imperative that you read your word and you pray and you seek God. Because God is saying, if you just put your eyes on me, you won't fall. Because the Bible says, and now unto him who is able to keep you from falling. We talking about every time I fall, I get up. But God said, I'm able to keep you from falling. I got to move further real quick because I'm losing my kids. So I shift my focus from my soul, my will, my desire, my emotions, my intellect to my God. But then the last thing I got to do is say I got to follow through. Say it again, young people only. I got to follow through. And I found I'll expose myself. I'm just talking to you now. I'll expose myself. My greatest struggle is follow through. I'm a man of vision. God gives me great vision. He gives me great insight. He shares great things with me. And I got a ton of vision, but not much done. Why? Because I don't follow through. Because I get excited. Oh, God, I got it. I got the song. I got this. I got that. I'm excited about the after-school program. I'm excited about this and this and that. But nothing's manifested because I haven't followed through. And a lot of us are stuck in the same place. God gives us great ideas. He shows us great visions, great dreams. There's great things for us to do. We get excited about something, and then it dies because we don't follow through. What is waiting on you to move? Is it a business? Is it good grades? Is it good behavior? Did they tell you you'll never be able to act right? You'll never be able to be right. You'll never learn how to read right. You'll never how to do this. You'll never get a real job. You'll always be stuck. What's waiting on you to move? The follow-through was pursuing. They pursued the enemy to destroy him. They overtook the enemy, which actually meant to take possession of. Whew, that's good. But then the last thing they had to do was recover what was lost. Everybody stand. Everybody stand. All over the house, stand with me, if I may, Pastor. I want to ask you the question, what have you lost? What's waiting on you to get it together? What's waiting on you to get your relationship right with God? What happened to your mom that you see happening to you? You don't want it to happen, but it's happening, and you don't know what to do. What are you struggling with where you feel stuck and you feel like you can't make it? Is it homosexuality? Is it sex outside of marriage? Is it how you spend your money, how you spend your time? Whatever it is, God says, today I am the God of breakthrough. And no matter what the enemy has established, I can destroy it. So I'm going to open up the altar. I'm going to open up the altar. And I just want to pray with you. That's all I want to do is pray with you. If you're here and you say, you know what, preacher? I know I haven't followed through. I know I'm wrestling with generational curses. I know I feel stuck and feel like I can't make it. I know I feel like tomorrow is not even worth seeing. I know I feel like I got a smile on my face, but inside I'm weeping all day long. If that's you, and you're saying, you know what, I want to get it right with God. I want to get my heart in order. I want to get my mind in order. I want my relationships right. I want my family to be healed. And I want to be the advocate for deliverance for my family. I want to be the one that stands in the gap. I want to be the one that brings about change. If that's you, come to the altar right now. Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. This might be your chance. Why be stuck when you serve a God who is in control of everything?